back to Resilience Across Borders podcast. I'm your host, Rashid Zahidi, and in today's episode, we will talk about how to avoid disappointment by declaring expectations and setting boundaries. Disappointment often arises when our expectations aren't met. While it's natural to have expectations, setting them too high or making them unreasonable or leaving them unspoken can lead to letdowns. One effective way to manage expectations and prevent disappointments is by openly and clearly declaring them. Additionally, setting clear boundaries can help manage relationships and can help manage situations, reducing the likelihood of misunderstandings, reducing the likelihood of disappointment. Also, boundaries teach people how we like to be treated and where they are when they are properly and when and where they are properly set and communicated. They will be leading to better connections and understanding of limits and understanding of values. They are not walls, but rather like doorways for better and healthy access to us. As Paulo Coelho said, I love this quote: when you say yes to others, make sure you are not saying no to yourself. Also, when we say yes, and if really inside we mean no or it's a forced yes, it's going to lead to resentment and it's going to lead to disappointment. So, with that in mind, here are some strategies to help you avoid disappointment through the declaration of expectations and the declaration of boundaries, along with, as we always do, practical examples for each. Number one, communicate clearly. Clearly articulate your expectations and boundaries in any situation where they are relevant. Use direct and respectful communication to ensure your message is understood. It's important to learn the skill of tact and tactfulness, that ability to communicate what you need without losing your cool or using the wrong language or triggering yourself or others. Example, if you're starting a new job, understand that there's going to be expectations on both sides. So it's important to take the time to understand your employer's expectations and also communicate your expectations, or also if you have any concerns or any limitations regarding, say, work hours, workload, or conflict scheduling, or response, and inability to meet the expectations or responsibilities to your supervisor. This needs to be communicated. This can prevent misunderstandings later on. Also, it helps you not be judged on the wrong things. Number two, set realistic expectations. Again, this can apply to so many things. Setting clear, realistic expectations based on assessment of the situation or the person involved. Avoid setting expectations that are too high or too unrealistic. Example, if you're planning a vacation, set realistic expectations about the weather, take that into account, take travel conditions into account, and take the behavior of your travel companions into account, knowing what type of person they have, how fast they like to go, what's their pace, and so on and so forth. This can help you avoid disappointment if things don't go exactly as planned, or turn the vacation into a chore or spend time arguing rather than actually enjoying. Number three, set boundaries. Clearly define your personal or professional boundaries and communicate them to others. This can prevent situations where your boundaries are unknowingly crossed. Types of boundaries include and can be financial, they can be about personal space, they can be about touch, they can be many different things. Topics that need great guidelines for appropriate and safe ways for others to behave around us. Healthy ones can also be modified. That is healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries can also be modified. They can be adjusted or they can be negotiated. With those, we are like closer to or bound to make sure we find the middle ground where both sides' needs are met. Example, in a romantic relationship, establish boundaries regarding personal space, communication preferences, maybe you need alone time, whatever, and financial matters, who's going to do what, and what is a no-no. This can help prevent misunderstandings and feelings of disappointment. At the same time, Be flexible. This is number 4. When it's important to have expectation, while it's important to have expectations and boundaries, be open to adjusting them when necessary. Flexibility can help you adapt to changing circumstances and avoid unnecessary disappointment. What's too rigid will break in the face of an evolving world and an evolving life. Example, if a friend ends up having to cancel plans last minute, one time here or there, we're not talking about someone who habitually does this to you. If it's one of those things that happens here and there, be flexible and open to rescheduling instead of rigidly holding on to your initial plans. This can help maintain the friendship and prevent disappointment. Also realize it could be you who needed to change the plan at another time. Number 5, reflect on past experiences. This applies to many things anyways in life in general. When you reflect on past experiences where expectations led, say, for instance, to disappointment, and there was something to be learned, and it was maybe the way that everything was set up, use these reflections to adjust your expectations and approach in similar situations in the future. This is not to be confused with lowering your standard. This is about learning what works and using or turning hindsight into foresight. An example, if you've been disappointed by unmet expectations in a team project, use that experience to set more realistic expectations and communicate them effectively in future projects to avoid getting the same undesired results from a previous experience. So anyways, by declaring your expectations and boundaries clearly and effectively, you can reduce the likelihood of disappointment in various aspects of your life. Remember to communicate openly, set realistic expectations, establish boundaries, but still be flexible, and learn from past experiences. These strategies can help you manage your expectations and relationships more effectively, leading to fewer disappointments and leading to more fulfilling experiences. As always, thank you for tuning into the Resilience Across Borders podcast. If you are enjoying this podcast and finding it helpful to you, please pick up a copy of the companion journal by yours truly called Emogym, EMOGYM on Amazon. And you can also follow the blog posts and new episodes as they get added at this URL at resilience.com. Remember to be kind to yourself and be kind to others and stay resilient.